Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is LIMIN and I'm from the Center for Livable Cities in Singapore. I would very much like to thank the organizers of this conference, the Taipei City Government and Business Today magazine for having me here today. So greetings from Singapore, and I would like to share with you our sustainability story. So many of you would know that just 50 years ago, Singapore had a population of less than 2 million people, and yet we were a city that was plagued by traffic congestion, environmental pollution, unemployment, and floods. Today, we are still one of the densest cities in the world, and yet we have constantly been ranked as a highly livable city. And CLC has produced a matrix to plot the livability of cities according to the Mercer's 2019 Quality of Living Index against the city population density. Whilst most cities are ranked high for livability, would exist in large geographical areas with low population density, Singapore is one of the few countries on the top right quadrant with high livability and density. As a city with a small land area and limited natural resources, Singapore faces several constraints and challenges. Today's Singapore population is just over 5.6 million with a density of more than 7,800 persons per square kilometer. We are not big, yet Singapore is both a city and a country. We are surrounded by the sea with almost no natural resources, and we have to fit the needs of a nation such as seaports, airports, military training grounds, water catchments, industrial areas, which are not typically expected within a city. As the population grows, Singapore would require more resources such as energy, water, and food to address the diverse needs of its citizens and explore new ways to maintain and improve livability, even as density increases. To overcome these and to sustain growth, Singapore has adopted an integrated and long-term planning approach to optimize our resources in order to ensure a clean and green environment and provide adequate quality housing and integrate various modes of transportation. This approach to making Singapore livable and sustainable is summarized by the Singapore Livability Framework. CLC has distilled the key urban system principles behind Singapore's urban development in the past 50 years through in-depth interviews with key actors to create this framework. Singapore's success is due to its integrated master planning and development and dynamic urban governance, which leads to the three outcomes of high quality of living, competitive economy, and sustainable environment. As a small island city-state, Singapore's challenge has always been about making the best use of our very limited resources. Our Ministry of Environment, now known as the Ministry of Sustainability and the Environment, was formed in 1972 to address air and water pollution, environmental health, and waste. To overcome our resource challenges, we have had to adopt sustainable development principles even before the term was adopted in 1992 at the first Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro. The Singapore Green Plan 1992, the country's first formal plan to balance environmental and developmental needs, was presented at this summit. Our capabilities in identifying opportunity for climate action has been built over time through the development of various sustainability plans over the last decade, as you can see on my slide. The Interministerial Committee on Sustainable Development was set up in 2008 to formulate a national strategy for Singapore's sustainable development to address emerging domestic and global challenges. The result of the IMCSD was the National Blueprint, which contains the strategies and initiatives for Singapore to achieve both economic growth and a livable environment over the next 2 decades. As one of the outcomes of the IMCSD, our Centre for Livable City was established in 2008 by the Ministry of National Development and the Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources as a knowledge centre for livable and sustainable cities. The Sustainable Singapore Blueprint was first set out in 2009. The revised 2016 edition of the Sustainable Singapore Blueprint set out sustainability targets for the future in 6 topic areas, namely green and blue spaces, resource sustainability, air quality, mobility, drainage, and community stewardship. Some notable targets for 2030 include increasing the amount of skyrise greenery, achieving 78% mode share by public transport by 2030, ensuring that 80% of buildings achieve Green Mark certification by 2030. So here you can see some of these targets which are set up, which I mentioned earlier. And sustainability is based on the idea that instead of a linear approach to using a resource where it is extracted, manufactured, used, and then disposed as waste, we look at waste where the resource can be efficiently used, reused, recycled, upcycled, and thereby minimizing waste. One key example of resource sustainability in Singapore's integrated approach to land use planning and management. Our land has been carefully planned in a coordinated way through long-term planning using our concept plans in partnership between the public agencies and private sectors. 80% of Singapore's population lives in HDB towns that are not only highly dense, but also well connected by public transport networks. A rational land market has been established, and our land is well managed by agencies such as the Urban Redevelopment Authority and the Singapore Land Authority, with a leasing system that ensures land is optimally used and reused when social and economic circumstances change. This is a continuous process, and we will see more land being repurposed for other uses. High-density housing model creates sustainable and comfortable living environment for its people to live, work, learn, and play, ensuring livability. So our public housing towns are designed to be self-sufficient with easy access to shops, schools, and social and recreational facilities, and an abundance of greenery. A town center lies in the heart of every HDB town and serves as the key commercial and activity hub. Facilities at the precinct, neighborhood, and town levels are distributed based on a hierarchical concept and offers residents proximity to a variety of amenities. So our towns are planned with comprehensive transport infrastructure, including cycling and pedestrian networks for convenience and connectivity. Going forward, accessibility will further be improved through the creation of 20-minute towns, a vision set forth in our Land Transport Master Plan of 2040. Public housing involves estate management, which includes conservancy and landscape maintenance, routine and cyclical maintenance, essential maintenance, housing maintenance, upgrading, and renewal. This is intimately linked to the everyday lives of residents and greatly impacts the livability and success of public housing. Over the years, greenery has been an integral part of HDB living environment, with a myriad of green spaces provided in every housing development so that residents can enjoy greenery at their doorsteps. To further these efforts, HDB developed a biophilic town net framework in 2013 to guide the enhancement of existing natural assets and the development of residential landscapes that promote a greater sense of place, better health and well-being, and enhance the quality of life for residents. The Biophilic Town Framework outlines the strategies needed to plan and design urban landscapes to achieve the higher urban development goals of sustainability, livability, and resilience, and encapsulates a comprehensive set of considerations of the environment landscape, such as soil, flora and fauna, outdoor temperature, comfort, water, and people, together with their corresponding urban ecosystem services. That is how it would benefit mankind, supplied by the natural ecosystems. The use of smart technologies in the planning, development, and management of HDB towns is helping to create a better town for the people. And the framework consists of 2 layers. First, enabling the infrastructure, which is a horizontal layer that applies to all towns and comprises the deployment of sensors, communication networks to transmit data, and the data hub to store and analyze data. The next layer is the applications and services layer. In the water sector, Singapore has closed its water loop through building a robust and diversified supply of water known as the 4 national taps. The 4 taps consist of water from local catchment, imported water, new water, and desalinated water. We recycle used water into new water, capture rainwater that falls onto 2/3 of our land area to 17 reservoirs, and harness surrounding seawater using desalination. Singapore is the first nation to close the water loop. Besides managing our water supply, we also put in concerted efforts into demand management and to look beyond water as a need but as an asset. Singapore practices water pricing at full economic cost and has extensive public relations and educational campaigns on the importance of water conservation. Water sustainability is also linked to livability. In PUB's Active, Beautiful and Clean Waters program, where waterways are renaturalized and turned into new spaces for public enjoyment, it also allows people to enjoy water as an urban asset. For example, in Bishan Park, a concrete canal has been turned into a meandering river in the park, creating new spaces for public enjoyment. It also serves as a floodplain to retain rainwater during a storm event. This integrated approach to water management, coupled with strong leadership and vision, has made Singapore a vibrant global water industry hub. So our journey from Garden City to a city in nature has seen us grow in density, but at the same time being able to increase our green cover from about 35 to 36% up to 50%, even though our population has grown a lot between the 1980s and now. And part of our new narrative for building a city in nature is so that nature becomes a part of our everyday life, and every household would be about 10 minutes walk from a park by 2030. Singapore has also established a Singapore Index of Cities Biodiversity, which has been used as a global tool for cities to assess their capacity in biodiversity conservation. We also need to address our resource challenges and have established our inaugural Zero Waste Master Plan, which adopts a circular economy approach to waste and resource management. The amount of waste disposal in Singapore has increased fourfold in the last 4 years, and our landfill at Semakau, which is an island, will run out of space in 2035. So in order to extend the life of the landfill, we need to decrease the amount of waste brought to the landfill by 30% by 2030. And in addition to that, our targets for recycling needs to reach a rate of 70% by 2030. We have also put in a plan for holistic food management. Many of our larger buildings like malls and food centers have already have facilities that allow for on-site food waste treatments to convert food waste for landscaping and wastewater for non-potable use. And from 2021, developers have to submit plans for these kinds of waste treatment and segregation facilities within their developments before they can proceed. We have also been able to integrate wastewater and solid waste facilities. So one of the examples is the Tuas Water Energy Waste Nexus, where the synergies of co-locating these facilities together help us to better utilize the resources from and being able to convert these to energy from these kinds of treatments. To mitigate climate change, as you are aware, Singapore is an island, as I said earlier, so we are very prone to sea level rise as well as changes in the climate because of drought, and also the impact of rising temperatures that might affect biodiversity as well as urban heat island effects. So we have put in place these sustainability plans to help us to mitigate these. And for sustainability in the built environment, we have put our focus on energy efficiency. The Green Mark scheme was launched in 2005, and this forms the backbone of Singapore's first Green Building Master Plan, which was rolled out in 2006. And we have a target of reaching 80% of our buildings being certified under the Green Mark scheme by 2030. And we have also been working on district level infrastructure for cooling. So this is in Marina Bay, which also helps to drive energy savings in the built environment. Our towns and districts have been developed with sustainability in mind, and they actually incorporate many policy innovation pilots and test beds for scaling up energy and urban solutions. So for example, One North District is conceptualized as a densely populated high-rise innovation park, and the Punggol Digital District is designed to showcase how integrated master planning and technology can help to drive sustainability and livability at the local level. Various smart features such as the open digital platform, pneumatic waste collection, smart energy grid, all are incorporated to help us to reduce the carbon footprints for these districts. Going forward, these districts will provide a lot more opportunities to scale and test bed this kind of solutions for future neighborhoods in Singapore. So before I end my presentation, I'd like to invite you to visit our website for the Center for Livable Cities to familiarize yourself with some of the publications that we've put up that are to be shared, and as well as our capability development programs, where we have international programs to share Singapore's experience in urban development with cities around the region. And of course, we welcome you to join us at the World City Summit 2021. Look up our website for more details, and we hope to see you in Singapore or online, depending on the situation in 2021. Thank you so much.